Welcome back to another Doctor Who Titan merchandise product review. Today we'll be taking a look at one of their most recent releases in the UK, which is of course another variation of the Tardis exterior, as released in the 6.5 scale. Now this is the 13th Doctor's Tardis exterior, as seen throughout Doctor Who Series 11, and for the most part is pretty much exactly the same sculpt to all of the previous Tardises in the series. However, this time round we do of course have some slightly updated paint apps in order to look like the most recent version of the Tardis. Now this was originally a release that was exclusive to NYCC 2018 and is one of two releases that have came out to coincide with Doctor Who Series 11, and a few of the remaining pieces of stock are currently available to order from the Forbidden Planet website, and I believe that they are also in select retailers throughout the UK as well. The recommended retail is £19.99 and it is apparently a limited edition release. I must admit, I'm normally somebody who gets the occasional Titan blind box here and there. However, I'm never normally somebody who buys the larger scale of Titan products. However, for some reason with the TARDIS exteriors, I just tend to like to buy them, and I like to have all the different variations on my shelf because all of them are rather eye-catching and different when compared to the other merchandise. So firstly, taking a look at the packaging that this product comes in, it is in fact rather nice and colourful, and is of course using the Series 11 style guide. There is in fact quite a big difference compared to the other Titan boxes that we have seen in the past. So as you can see at the very top, we get the new Series 11 Doctor Who logo in the orange and yellow typeface, and then we do also get this rather nice TARDIS texture there at the very top, rainbow vortex coming down the side, with the title of the product at the very bottom being limited edition 6.5 Titan 13th Doctor TARDIS. In the very middle, we do of course get this preview window in order to reveal the front of the TARDIS. However, it doesn't give a look at the sides or anything like that. On the sides of the box, once again, the style does of course continue with the title of the product at the very top, with a rather nice CGI image of the product itself. At the very bottom we do get the hashtag We Love Titans, and then rather unusually we do also get the Kawaii Titans vinyl figures logo in there as well, which probably is relevant. To the opposite side of the box, it does of course actually reveal the other variation of product that is a NYCC exclusive for this year, which is of course the Regeneration Kawaii 6.5 13th Doctor, which is rather nice. Once again, a review of that will be coming soon, or it may in fact already be out, and we do get the Titan vinyl figures there at the very bottom. On the back of the box, once again, much like the standard style for Titan products, we do in fact get this rather nice blueprint design featuring the TARDIS with a few details at the very bottom, and then of course at the top of the box once again the logo and the title of the product, and then at the bottom of the box once again a little bit of company information with warning, choking hazard, 15+, and all of that gubbins as per usual. So yeah, overall a rather nice colourful box, and I actually think that this is possibly some of the best use of the Series 11 style guide that we have seen so far. Of this rather nice rainbow vortex coming down the side, with the title of the product at the very bottom being limited edition 6.5 Titan 13th Doctor TARDIS. In the very middle, we do of course get this preview window in order to reveal the front of the TARDIS. However, it doesn't give a look at the sides or anything like that. On the sides of the box, once again, the style does of course continue with the title of the product at the very top, with a rather nice CGI image of the product itself. At the very bottom, we do get the hashtag We Love Titans, and then rather unusually, we do also get the Kawaii Titans vinyl figures logo in there as well, which is a little bit odd considering that this isn't a part of the Kawaii Titan range. Maybe it's just there to advertise, who knows, because that probably is relevant. To the opposite side of the box, it does of course actually reveal the other variation of product that is a NYCC exclusive for this year, which is of course the Regeneration Kawaii 6.5 13th Doctor, which is rather nice. Once again, a review of that will be coming soon, or it may in fact already be out, and we do get the Titan vinyl figures there at the very bottom. On the back of the box, once again, much like the standard style for Titan products, we do in fact get this rather nice blueprint design featuring the TARDIS with a few details at the very bottom, and then of course at the top of the box once again the logo and the title of the product, and then at the bottom of the box once again a little bit of company information with warning, choking hazard, 15+, and all of that gubbins as per usual. So yeah, overall a rather nice colourful box, and I actually think that this is possibly some of the best use of the Series 11 style guide that we have seen so far. Here we have the 13th Doctor's TARDIS out of the box, and as you can see, it looks pretty much exactly the same to all the other Titan TARDISes released so far in the line, because it is, for the most part, exactly the same sculpt to those other releases, just with using a few updated paint apps over the top. And if you are somebody who does get the occasional Titan product here and there, and kind of like a wide variety, if you do already have a TARDIS, and I probably wouldn't recommend picking up this one again, especially because it is $19.99. It is on the pricey side, and I think that you could probably get a cheaper TARDIS in this scale. However, if you are a fan of the Series 11 TARDIS, and especially its colour scheme and the way that it looks, then I certainly would recommend actually considering this product. No doubt when we get an actual series of Titan Series 11 figures, we will of course get probably a 3-inch version of this as well in the blind box format. So the actual sculpt itself is once again following exactly the same design to the other Titan TARDISes. So as per usual, once again, it does look rather top heavy. It is rather slanted at the sides. It does also look rather cartoon simplistic and squat, which I must admit is actually rather fitting for this variation of TARDIS, because I do believe that this is the most squat version of the TARDIS that we've seen so far in the new series. Colour scheme is also rather nice, especially when compared to the other TARDISes that we've seen so far in the line as well, which I will be giving a comparison to in a little bit. So have a rather exaggerated roof at the very top, along with a rather large police public call box sign, and of course the windows are rather big and bulging as per usual to kind of keep up with that simplistic design. Taking a closer look at the paint apps on this TARDIS, of course, as per usual, all of the actual design elements of this product have just been painted on, and there's no actual sculpting there that actually is unique to this TARDIS. So as you can see, the windows have been painted rather nicely. This time round they've taken a rather nice glowing yellow cream approach, so the actual panes of the window this time have been made in a rather nice yellowy colour, and then the outer lines of this have been painted in a rather nice silver colour there as well, which really nicely accentuate the glow. A rather big difference compared to that of the 11th Doctor TARDIS and 12th Doctor TARDISes that are a lot more brighter in a kind of grey or even a white format. So yeah, this is a rather nice change. Of course, all the other sides of the TARDIS are exactly the same as well in paint application. There's no individual panes with like a grained frosted effect on or anything like that. Unlike the 9th Doctor's TARDIS, this time around it is just a rather simplistic design, with all of the panes being exactly the same. Moving down the front of the TARDIS now to take a look at the standard pull to open signage. Once again, this has in fact been upgraded in order to look like the Series 11 TARDIS exterior. This time round it once again has been printed on, however the actual background of the sign itself is this time a black colour as opposed to a standard white, and the text itself is printed in white as opposed to being in black. So I do also like the way that they have reversed the handle. As you can see, we do have the paint app suggestion there of the handle, this time on the left hand side as opposed to the right hand side, which is once again accurate to the Series 11 TARDIS. You get the suggestion of the handle as well as the locking mechanism. However, this has in fact once again been painted in a slightly different manner to the other releases. This time around the handle is in fact below the lock itself, which is once again accurate to the Series 11 TARDIS prop. However, unfortunately, it does in fact lack in detail when compared to, say, the Bad Wolf variation of 6.5 TARDIS. It did look more intricate. The same for the actual lock itself, that actually had the lock slant in the very middle. This time around, this TARDIS has in fact just got a almost eye design just to replicate the handle itself and the actual lock, making it look rather big and bulging, possibly even a little bit too simplistic. So it would have been nice to maybe have the lock there painted in the very middle just to make it look a little bit better. For the overall design itself of the TARDIS, you can quite obviously tell what it is meant to be, and it has been made to look rather simplistic. I do love the way that the different panels are actually set back within to the actual TARDIS itself, and much like all of the other variations in the past, we don't in fact have 4 panels in a row on each side. This time round, each side does in fact only have 3 panels, which is of course technically inaccurate, but this series can kind of be excused for that, considering that they are more cartoony in design. And then of course exactly the same applies to the opposite side as well. We just have the windows there at the very top and no detailing whatsoever. Unfortunately, on the very back of mine, something that may be picked up on camera, do we have quite a lot of blemishes of glue around the side. I have in fact washed this beforehand, however for some reason the glue is in fact still on this, which I don't really know why there's glue there, because it doesn't actually really need gluing or anything like that. So yeah, it is a little bit of a shame that that is on there, and it would have been nice to maybe have a little bit of an increase in quality control just to ensure that this doesn't happen, especially when when in the actual box itself you can only see the front of the TARDIS, so you can't really see the quality of the other sides or the paint apps or anything like that. And speaking of quality control, we do also have a little bit of a running paint leak around the sides there, of where the silver of the actual window panes do almost leak a little bit. However, if you actually just look from a distance, it's not exactly very noticeable. But of course, when the Series 11 TARDIS was originally released, one of the key details that was a massive difference to the other props in the series is that we did have these little indentations on the actual corner panels, both at the top and at the very bottom. However, for some reason they've decided to not include them on this TARDIS. I do kind of understand not sculpting them on, however, considering the majority of the detailing on this TARDIS is painted on anyway, it would be nice to maybe just see a light shade of blue actually just applied over the top here in just a line design, just to give the impression of the actual indentation being there, just to make it look a little bit different from the other TARDISes that we've seen so far in this series. And of course, around the top of the box we do get the police public call box signage, which has once again been sculpted rather nicely, and the lettering has been printed on rather clearly also. So yeah, there isn't really any paint bleed on this, and it is of course replicated on all sides, and I do love the way that it actually stands out on the box itself, making it look very exaggerated and nice. Taking a look at the roof of the TARDIS, we actually have a little bit of a change in sculpt. Yes, you heard that right. I know I'm incredibly shocked as well. We actually have a little bit of a revision to the stacks at the very top of the TARDIS, as opposed to it just being one simple stack that is seen on the Bad Wolf 6.5 variation. This time around we do in fact have two multiple stacks, and then of course at the very top we do get the lamp itself, which once again has been painted in a rather unusual manner, just by using a light blue paint tap over the top. We do more noticeable differences is at the very top of this TARDIS, the lid itself has in fact been entirely improved in order to have almost this cone design there, with a little bit of a bridge at the very top, which is once again an accurate design to this Series 11 TARDIS, making it look a lot more bigger and exaggerated. Just comparing to the 6.5 Ninth Doctor Bad Wolf TARDIS, as you can see there is in fact quite a clear difference between the actual design of the lamp itself and also the different variations of stack on the roof. And overall, that is really it for the detailing on the 13th Doctor's TARDIS. There is no special features or anything like that. It is pretty much just a giant, almost novelty style product. As you can see, it is of course made out of that vacuum sort of mould there. We do have the hole at the very bottom along the BBC copyright label. So yeah, it is pretty much like a dog toy in style. However, it is in fact rather strong, so it doesn't really squeeze in or anything like that, which is certainly something that is present on the slightly smaller TARDISes. So it is nice on the bigger ones that it is made of a slightly stronger plastic. It is just generally something to look nice on the shelf, and as for play value, there isn't really too much to it. It generally just looks nice and is kind of a collector's item. And just to finish off this review, doing a little bit of a comparison to some of the other Titan TARDISes in my collection, as you can see, there is quite an obvious difference in the blue colour of this TARDIS as opposed to the 10th and 9th Doctor's TARDIS, and generally overall the detailing is quite noticeably different. So if you are looking for a noticeable variant to add to your Titan TARDIS collection, then this is certainly one worth considering, especially considering that the pull to open sign is in fact a different colour. So overall, for the Doctor Who Titan Merchandise Limited Edition 6.5 13th Doctor TARDIS Exterior from Doctor Who Series 11, which is of course an NYCC 2018 exclusive and Forbidden Planet exclusive in the UK, I do think that if you are a fan of Titan TARDISes, then no doubt this is something that is a welcome addition to your collection. If you are a fan of the Series 11 TARDIS Exterior and its colour scheme with the different features of that prop, then this is also a welcome addition, I would think, to your collection. Of course, due to the recommended retail of this product being $19.99, I do in fact think that this is a little bit on the steeper side, especially for what the product actually is, considering it doesn't have really any play value or any special features or anything like that. It is essentially just a TARDIS that is painted in a rather nice colour scheme. I imagine that once we get a 3.5 version of the Titan 13th Doctor, then this will also look really nice alongside this TARDIS when on display. But I recommend this one, as I say, if you're a fan of the Titans line. However, at the same time, it might not be for everybody's tastes, especially with the simplistic and cartoony design. So thank you very much for watching this review. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have any questions about this product, then please do leave them in the description below, and I will reply to them at some point in the near future. Stay tuned for more Doctor Who product reviews in the future, and also stay tuned for the second NYCC 2018 exclusive review, which is of course of the Kawaii 13th Doctor regeneration figure, which once again is a limited edition piece. So thank you for watching, hope you have a nice day, and I shall see you all next time. Bye for now.